All right, hi. It is now Thursday of our hiatus from school, and we are continuing asynchronous virtual learning. Um, so you should be watching the video here. Our objective for today is that you'll be able to examine the significance of a case where an engineering solution may make things better or easier by looking at the details of that case and asking probing questions in order to manage unintended consequences. So essentially, this is another piece about engineering and ethics and trying to think things through. What you need to do today is to go to the practice tab here. When you click that, it's going to bring up some Google Slides. Okay. Um, and it's going to bring up a case study. It's very brief. They give you a little bit of the sense of the story here of like what is going on in barrios in the DR and some of the issues that they face. They give you a map of where the DR is. It is adjacent to Haiti. It's all on the same island of Dominica. Um, they give you some idea of kind of what has happened, and then they're going to ask you some questions. This is like the first of two parts. The next part you're going to see tomorrow in class. But what I'd like you to do is either in a Google Doc or on a piece of paper or something that you can access later to answer these questions. What needs might these barrios have where engineering could make a positive difference? So you should like start looking things from the point of view of the stakeholder and start listing out things that engineering could possibly help down here. You might want to think in terms of like some of the engineering grand challenges, things like that could be a good place to have that conversation. The second thing is how would the population be able to implement these solutions? So here's an important question. Like we're talking about a principle of subsidiarity here, where you are not going to continue to like implement the solution once you go away, right? So if you have a solution, it has to be something that the population can own, right? So let's talk about like the resources of the population and how can they implement some of the solutions that you're talking about here in question one. Okay, so the last question here is like, okay, there's a visiting group. These people that are going down to DR, but they're gonna be there for a short period of time, and then they're going to leave, right? So, like, what role could they play in all of this? Like, how could they be involved in this? So, and like, that's different from a stakeholding role, right? So, the visiting group could be part of the solution, but the solution cannot be dependent upon the visiting group. So, talk about issues that could arise from the visiting group being there and then leaving. Okay, so this is your questions for reflection today. So, what of these needs could engineering have a difference on? How would the local population be able to implement some of these solutions? And then, how could the visiting group help with implementation, keeping in mind that the visiting group might leave, right? And what issues could you see arise? All right. So, take a look through this entire case study, take your time, write out your answers to the questions at the end, and that's the major work for today, right? There's a restatement of the objective there, form of assessment is not happening today, and there is a video under the optional extension piece. So again, as you look at things, when I look at the assignment sheet, here it comes. Watch this video, work through the case study, and if you got some extra time, watch this engineering ethics video there. Note, Friday went from yellow to white. We will not be in class on Friday, so sorry about that. We'll start like prototype building next week. But that's it. All right. So hope to see you early next week.